Hello and welcome to Bull and Bear Cryptocurrency Analysis News and Education. My name is James Gore, and in this video I'm going to tell you which coins are going to most probably be listed on Coinbase in the next 2 years. Now, if you remember, I had a piece of news released about 2 to 3 weeks ago that Coinbase were hiring 4 or 5 new developers with the premise that they would be open to work on any cryptocurrency they wanted to. So they were hiring new developers to basically work on any cryptocurrency they wanted to basically integrate it into the platform. What this signaled was that Coinbase was going to expand the number of coins they're going to list on their platform. Now, this is a big deal for those coins and people holding those coins because Coinbase is one of the largest, most trusted exchanges out there. Okay, it has a lot of market penetration, especially in the West, and it has had exponential growth this last quarter of the year. With more users and more volume hitting the exchange than ever. In fact, to the point where the exchange has been struggling to deal with the number of transactions going through. However, it's not been the only one. Bittrex has had problems, Bitfinex has had problems, Kraken has problems as well. So it's not the only one, but they have more devs now open to working on other cryptocurrencies. And then if you remember, if you did watch that video, I always say subscribe because I do drop nuggets of gold in these videos sometimes. I said, using just making a logical, rational decision to try and work out which coins were likely to be listed on Coinbase. Now, I was going through CoinMarketCap at the time, and I was saying, hey, CoinMarketCap, we have a few of these forked cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin Gold as a fork, and some of these other ones that have large market capitalizations. However, Coinbase isn't just going to list the cryptocurrencies with the largest market caps, because if you look at when they were listing Ethereum and Litecoin, the market caps in these cryptos weren't that massive. They weren't even in the top 3 at the time. There were other cryptos there. So you have to kind of think, what is the requirements? And Coinbase and GDAX, which is the exchange behind Coinbase, being as open and transparent as they are, they actually released something in November that kind of passed a lot of people by. It's basically the standards they set to allow cryptocurrencies, new cryptocurrencies, digital assets. They're calling it GDAX, is the Global Digital Asset Exchange framework. What is the criteria, essentially? So if you watch that last video, I said, okay, they're going to take more into consideration than just market capitalization. Otherwise, it would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, Litecoin, which I'll tell you why in a bit. That's highly likely that we're going to see 2 of those new cryptocurrencies on there. But there's a bit more to it than that. And cryptocurrencies that are hitting most of the criteria they list here to be listed on an exchange will be listed on an exchange, most likely to. Now, I referred you to this website, CoinGecko. I highly suggest you use it. It is actually a more reliable means of ranking cryptocurrencies than just market capitalization, because they look at the actual liquidity of the market of the crypto, which is a big factor. Developer, so how many people are in the community, how many issues they have opened, how many issues are closed, pull requests, contributors, how active they are, how fast they respond, how big is the community, how fast does the community respond on Reddit, Facebook, and Twitter, public interest. So, how many web results or Google searches do we find of this cryptocurrency listed in search results? And I said it's highly likely, if you look at the top 10 on CoinGecko, it's going to be some of these coins. And of course, the top 10 can change. For example, we've had EOS move up, IOTA move down. However, if we look here, we have Ripple, Monero, Dash, Neo. Okay, so I highly suggest, and before I highly suggest, I'll tell you, before I suggest why you pick these up, or if you are holding these, why these coins are important. And it actually leads to the reason why Ripple is now up 50% again in the last 24 hours. Why, if you're holding these coins, it's likely to be listed on Coinbase within the next 2 years, and why, if those coins are listed on Coinbase, what it's going to do to the price. So Litecoin was originally $3 to $5 when it was listed on Coinbase. Then after a couple of months, it went to 30, so it 10x. When Ethereum first listed on Coinbase, it was, I can't remember what it was, but it when I saw it first listed, after a couple of months, it reached $30 and it went to 300. Okay, so again, it's 10x. So there is potential for whatever coins to be listed on Coinbase will hit 10x. People will just buy these altcoins on Coinbase if there's just one listed, because they'll think, oh, it's the next Bitcoin, oh, it's the next Ethereum, or oh, it's another cryptocurrency. It's cheaper compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Oh, I might as well put a bit of money into this as well. And to be honest, I'm going to be completely open with you, full transparency. When I first got Coinbase, okay, when I first started purchasing crypto on Coinbase, because I got Coinbase 4 years ago, when I first started purchasing Bitcoin on Coinbase, I saw that it had Ethereum, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Ethereum's really cheap. I'll just buy some Ethereum. I didn't research the project. This was my first time dipping into the market, and then Ethereum over time went up to $300. I was like, wow, okay, this is amazing. I literally put in barely anything, and when people see the price increase on the new coin going in, even though it would be cheaper compared to some of the bigger players like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, people want to put more money in it. So that means the price is going to run up even faster. So what I'm saying is, I'm sure you're smart enough to get this. If a coin is listed on Coinbase, it is highly likely it's going to shoot up in value. And what is happening with Ripple at the moment, people are preemptively purchasing Ripple with the anticipation and expectation for it to be listed on Coinbase. And at the moment, there's literally no reason why Ripple wouldn't be listed on Coinbase. Right now, there is no reason why Monero, Dash, and maybe even Neo could be listed on Coinbase. The other cryptocurrency, which it has a high probability of being listed on Coinbase, is Bitcoin Cash. And I'll tell you why. Bitcoin Cash forked off of Bitcoin, I believe, in August of this year. And Coinbase said they were going to release Bitcoin Cash to the people that were deserving of Bitcoin Cash and were holding Bitcoin at the time. Because if you're holding Bitcoin and Bitcoin gets forked, the blockchain gets copied, so you get all the same coins on with a different altcoin. So if it's Bitcoin Cash, you get Bitcoin Cash if you're holding Bitcoin at the time. If it's Bitcoin, any forked version of Bitcoin and you're holding Bitcoin at the time, you are entitled to a forked version of a cryptocurrency. So it doesn't mean it's going to hold the same value, but it does mean you get as many coins as you would if you were holding Bitcoin. So I'm going to tell you now the picks. I'm not going to drip feed it to you. I'm not going to go through why these picks are highly likely, a strong probability to be listed on Coinbase. But afterwards, I'll go through and list what GDAX's and Coinbase's basically requirements for being listed on the exchange. Okay, so I've already said Ripple, Litecoin's already up, Monero, Dash, Neo. Now the issue with Neo is fact it's a Chinese company. I know it's harsh to say, but there's a bit of an east-west divide. Coinbase is an American company, and with regards to two things with Neo, which is one, centralization with regards to nodes and mining and governance of the platform. That's very centralized. If you look at the digital assessment framework, centralization is actually an issue. It needs to be open, and it also needs to be decentralized. So that is one issue with Neo, and the second one is just when it comes to it being a Chinese crypto. However, that being said, Neo have been very, very good at adhering to very good when it comes to adhering to the regulations in China that have been popping up since there's been crazy ICO mania. So Neo listed EOS. EOS has a long way to go. It's based on Ethereum. EOS kind of doesn't work if Ethereum doesn't work, and has its own issues. It's too young of a project at the moment. Bitcoin Cash, a fork of Bitcoin, they're already going to give it out to people. So it's highly likely that it'll allow people to trade it as well. So Bitcoin Cash. Ethereum Classic, unlikely. IOTA is possible, but there's been issues popping up with IOTA. Zcash, it is again possible, but there are some issues with Zcash. Cardano and Lisk. So those are the ones, and Steam as well. So those would be the ones. Okay, those are the ones to keep your eye on. If you're holding any of them, I'd say do not sell, do not day trade, hold for the long term. But most importantly, Ripple. you're holding Ripple, it's maybe a good time to increase your Ripple position. If you're not holding Monero Dash, it might be a good time to increase to jump in with some Monero and Dash. And these projects are growing anyway. So, to be quite honest with you, Monero and Dash, Neo, and Ripple were Ripple. I'm not a fan of, and I've saying this in all my videos. I've not been a fan of Ripple just because what it's setting out to do is great. It is great, but just because of the close ties it has to the banks, I just dislike that. It's difficult for me to trust the traditional banking system. However, it doesn't mean that there aren't people working within the traditional banking system that want the best for people and are trying to deliver a solid product. That being said, Ripple has a lot of potential. If Ripple 10x's goes to $6, Ripple can go to $60. To be quite honest with you, 100x, and that's not unrealistic. Monero, I can see Monero being in the next 2 years, $3 to $5 grand. Dash, I can see being $5 grand. It's highly likely to hit $1 grand in the next couple of months, unless we go into a bear market. And the thing is, with all these cryptocurrencies, we're in a bull market at the moment. The minute there's a bear market, expect your gains to slow down or possibly disappear. And Neo, those are my top picks. So Ripple, Monero, Dash, and Neo. And if you want, maybe jump in some Bitcoin Cash. Right now, Dash is down a tiny bit, Neo is down a tiny bit, Monero is down a tiny bit. If you watched my video 2 weeks ago, whenever I listed it, that was a good time to jump in. Again, now it's still not too late. You can still jump in. I highly suggest you pick up these coins. Do I hold some of these coins? Yes, I do hold these coins. I'm not shilling for these coins to try and increase the price. I don't think my channel would have that type of influence on any of the price action at all, because my channel is still very small. But for the small few that are watching, I highly suggest you pick up Ripple, Monero, Dash, and Neo, and maybe even some Bitcoin Cash. If you're in it to make money and not, trying to do this from a principled standpoint, Bitcoin Cash, if it dips, especially if it dips, let's look at the price action for Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Cash, the price has been artificially inflated a bit with how it kind of had the pump recently. If we look at let's see if this even loads. So yeah, so November, when the price was 1,100, price is almost back to its all-time high. I think its high was, almost $2 grand, almost $2,000. To be honest, I don't believe that's warranted for Bitcoin Cash. It is such a young cryptocurrency, especially when there's so many altcoins that solve the problem it's trying to solve exceptionally better. For example, Litecoin, which is why Litecoin's been doing so well, why Dash has been doing so well. It's, that's one of the Bitcoin Cash, and what it's been trying to solve has been one of the reasons why Litecoin and Dash has done so well this last quarter, because a lot of people were thinking, okay, these are the problems Bitcoin Cash is trying to solve. But these cryptocurrencies already exist. They've been around for much longer. They're much more decentralized. There's no poor business practices or sham marketing or deceptive practices like what's going on with Bitcoin.com with these companies. And there's also more technology and deeper technology and different approaches with these cryptocurrencies that solve more than just one problem, which is a scalability issue. So again, pick up these cryptocurrencies. So if you just want to not watch this video anymore and just go grab these, I don't blame you. But now I'm going to go into the actual criteria that GDAX and Coinbase basically list to get a cryptocurrency onto their exchange. So let's zoom in a tiny bit. So number one, GDAX's missions and values. So asset framework. Does the asset align with our mission and values? It needs to be an open financial system. Open financial system is defined as being available to everyone and not controlled by a single entity. Now, technically, majority of crypto, I'd say 99% of cryptocurrencies are open financial systems and not controlled by a single entity. However, some cryptocurrencies are more open and more controlled. Less controlled than a single entity compared to others. So I'm looking at Bitcoin Cash. I'm looking at some other cryptocurrencies. Innovation or efficiency gains. New or improved technology will help solve a problem, creates a new market, addresses an unmet market need, or creates value for network participants. Now, if you look, at these existing coins, Ripple is near free transactions with ridiculous number of transactions per second. It's reaching the banking system, which Litecoin wasn't going to reach. Monero is a privacy coin. It has it's probably the most, if comparing all the privacy coins, it probably has the most, it's the most private of the privacy coins. It depends how you look at it, because technology is different. But basically it mixes coins. So I won't go into the details with Monero. I really would like to do a video on a lot of these coins as well, because of that. Really passionate about the top, all these coins. Bitcoin is the king. I'm never going to hate Bitcoin. Ethereum just brings so much to the table. Ripple I'm not a fan of, although I do see how it's solving a problem. Litecoin I love because it solves the scaling solutions and issues with Bitcoin. It's cheaper, it's faster. Monero is privacy. Dash is also a privacy coin, but the difference is governance. When you can participate and own Dash, you can actually vote on chain for the direction of the community, where it should be developed and what should be improved with the coin, which is amazing. Neo is hailed as the Chinese Ethereum. It is not Chinese Ethereum. This is what people get wrong. That's such an oversimplification. So Ethereum is trying to be the world's computer and smart contracts on the blockchain. Neo can do smart contracts, but it isn't limited to smart contracts. It can do so much more, and it refers to a smart economy. So it's looking not at smart contracts, not as programming smart contracts, but looking broader and thinking about governance. How can the government use their blockchain, which is highly likely, as there's a partnership which I'll talk about in the news when I do my news video later today, that this hit. So we're going to move on. Economic freedom, a measure of how easily it is for members of society to participate in the economy. Technology enables individuals to have more control over their own wealth and property, or the freedom to consume, produce, invest, or work as they choose. This hits all cryptocurrencies. Equality of opportunity. This technology is accessible to use by anyone with a smartphone or access to the internet. It contributes to the broader mission of building on-ramps to finance 2.0. The network is public, decentralized, and enables trustless consensus. Bitcoin Cash isn't exactly the most decentralized network. Technology, security and code, assessment of engineering and product quality. Source code, open source code, well documented, peer reviewed, and testing by contributors separate from the initial development team on GitHub, etc. This hits a lot of the coins. This is a lot of these coins. Ripple, Litecoin, Monero, Dash, Neo. Next up, prototype. There's a working prototype, alpha or beta product on a testnet or mainnet. These coins have a testnet, and then they're launched onto the mainnet. Security. Demonstrable record of responding to and improving the code after a disclosure of vulnerability, and the robust bug bounty program or third-party audit. This hits Neo, this hits Dash, this hits Monero, and this hits Ripple. A lot of these coins don't have everything here. Founders and leadership. This is all of these coins. Engineering. Business operations, history of interacting with the community, setting reasonable budget and managing funds, and achieving project milestones through thoughtful cash management is a key driver of the project's long-term viability. The project leadership is not highly centralized or independent, or a small number of key persons. Specialized knowledge in this field is not limited to a small group of people. This eliminates Bitcoin Cash. The reason why Bitcoin Cash, I'm saying, is likely to be traded on GDAX and Coinbase and is not only going to be just distributed, is because it's going to be listed, because it has to be listed, because people are going to get forked versions of cryptocurrencies. However, with regards to the last 2 points, it doesn't hit that. Governance, this hits Dash, and this is something Bitcoin doesn't have. Consensus process, future development funding, white paper. Scalability, this hits Ripple. Ripple is extremely scalable because it has a ridiculous number of tokens. Transactions are nearly free, and there's no mining required. Network operating costs is 0. Practical applications, type of blockchain. So, I could continue. What I'm going to do is link to this in the description box below. Or you could just type in GDAX Digital Asset Framework 2017 into Google. Regulation, US securities law. The asset is not classified as a security using Coinbase securities law framework. Compliance obligations. So again, Neo is very good at hitting that target. Dash, Monero as well, and Ripple. Ripple has done extremely well because we've got It's tied very closely to the banks, and because of that, this is the Ripple's probably the most likely to be listed first. Moving on, compliance obligations. That said, would not affect Coinbase or GDAX's ability to meet compliance obligations, which include 1. An AML, anti-money laundering program, and 2. Obligations under government licenses in any jurisdiction, money transmitter licenses. Integrity and reputational risk. Liquidity standards. Again, this is why I say use CoinGecko rather than CoinMarketCap, because we have the liquidity listed, and if you want to, we could rank coins based on liquidity by hitting this tab, but if we look, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum's the first ones, Ripple's next, Bitcoin Cash, go down, we have Dash, we have Monero, and we have Neo. So those are the most liquid coins. Of course, more is taken into consideration. Tether is never going to be listed on Coinbase because I'm not going to go into why, but it's a fraud. Likely to be a fraud. IOTA has issues at the moment. It could be listed, but there's issues when it comes to reputation at the moment because there's some things that have been claimed. And it may, where does it say it here? It may integrity and reputational risk. So basically, would this look poorly on GDAX if this was listed? I'm not saying IOTA would look poorly, but at the moment, IOTA has a few issues when it comes to partnerships because they said they're partnering with Microsoft and a few other companies. This pumped the price, but however, that wasn't exactly true. Global market cap. How does the market capitalization compare to the total market cap of other assets? So this is where you would use coinmarketcap.com, but all those coins are top 10, top 15, top 20 coins. So those are the coins that are ranked highest anyway. Asset velocity, trade velocity, or turnover is a significant part of market capitalization. This is a measure of how easily the asset can be converted to another asset. Circulation for service or work tokens, new supplies created through consensus protocols. If the supply is capped, then a material amount of total tokens should be available to the public, and they are for all these coins. So a lot of these coins are liquid, a lot of these coins are really circulating, a lot of these coins are popular coins, and compared to other coins in the space, and already have a high volume of circulation and trading going around with them. So they're more likely to be listed than any of the other coins. Global distribution, total number of exchanges, geographical distribution, fiat and crypto pairs, exchange volume distribution. Some of these cryptos, altcoins, have pairings with fiat. Most exchanges, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin you can trade versus the US dollar. Some, like Bittrex, you can trade a few others, but however, most exchanges is Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. However, Ripple, Dash, Monero, and Neo on most exchanges, and are on a lot of exchanges as well, can be paired with fiat. So it's easier to transfer between other currencies. So customer demand. Customer demand is carefully considered how any asset which is created from a fork, airdrop, or automated token distribution is subject to separate set of criteria. Now, they don't actually list what this criteria is, and this includes Bitcoin Cash. However, they have already said that they're going to list Bitcoin Cash on the network. It's coming in January. So if you want to pick some up before December and you can get it on the cheap, I suggest you do so. It'll probably go up, 50% to 100% if it gets listed a couple of weeks after, provided we're still in the bull market. Developers and contributors, basically use CoinGecko. It's already listed here. Let's see which coins have the best developer community. Let's list it. Oh, look, Bitcoin, Monero. Let's see what else we got. Ripple, Dash. So you can see why I'm picking these coins. It's highly likely these coins are going to be listed on the exchanges. And this looks at everything. It doesn't just look at a single market capitalization or liquidity in isolation. It looks at the price, market cap, liquidity, developer response, community, and public interest. External stakeholders. Look, community activity. That's also listed in CoinGecko. Let's see how much of the community activity now it's ranked on CoinGecko. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Doge. If Doge was listed on Coinbase, that'd make me very happy because Dogecoin is a great coin. Monero, Gas and Neo, Vertcoin. Can't see Vertcoin being listed on Coinbase just because not anytime soon at least, just because It is competition with Litecoin, and I know Charlie Lee kind of had a instrumental purpose of getting Litecoin listed, and with good reason why as well. External stakeholders. There are investments from venture firms or hedge funds which have experience working with crypto companies or projects. The project has corporate partnerships, joint ventures, or dedicated consortiums. Let's take a look at CoinGecko. So that hits Ripple. That hits. My mind is going blank. That hits Neo, because Neo is partnering with government, partnering with VCs as well, and that hits Dash. So bear in mind, Dash is still a sleeper. And again, if you're watching this up to now, you're great. Dash is still a sleeper project. Outside of this, I've wanted to do videos on these cryptocurrencies for ages, but it's just too much for me to do at the moment. Outside of this whole Coinbase thing, Dash hasn't had proper marketing, and it's got such a strong community and growth. It is slow and steady. It's the slow and steady that brings the race. It's like the tortoise versus the hare. It's just slowly building, slowly building, slowly building, slowly building. I remember when Dash was 131. I remember when Monero was 30 this year. It wasn't that long ago. These coins are, they're on the way up, and there's a lot of room to grow. Network standards, change in market cap. The market capitalization has grown after the network has activated, demonstrating increased demand for the asset after the project's launch. This hits all those cryptos. Nodes, growing number of nodes on the underlying blockchain. The project has a globally distributed node network, meaning operating nodes are not contained in a single country or geographical region. Now, we have a bit of an issue with Neo at the moment, which I was talking about, which is why the nodes are a bit centralized, but especially when it comes to governance. But there is a reason why. And Neo is kind of my my last one. I've been holding Neo anyway outside of this, this project, because Neo is like a sleeping giant, just amassing it, and then it's gonna break through its upper resistance, and it's gonna go big. Monero and Litecoin, this hits. Dash, this hits. Ripple, this hits. So again, this is why I'm saying this. Transactions, fees, and addresses. Growing number of transactions and fees paid over time. Growing number of assets or token holders, which is an indicator of asset distribution. Especially now, more than ever, we've seen Monero, Ripple, Dash, Neo blow up. The market cap's increased. The number of people using the cryptocurrencies has increased. Last up, economic incentives, type of token. Is it a service, work, or hybrid token? Tokens backed by fiat or other physical assets are categorized as US securities and will not be considered at this time, which is why Tether will never be listed on Coinbase. Token utility. There is utility from obtaining, holding, participating, or spending the token. The team identifies a clear and compelling reason for the native digital assets to exist, i.e. the main purpose is not fundraising. And that actually targets a lot of ICOs and just rules them out. Here, GDAX, I have GDAX open for a good reason. That hits, again, all these coins. Inflation, monetary supply. There is an algorithmically programmed inflation rate which incentivizes security and network effects, or if the total supply is capped, then a majority of the tokens should be available for trade when the network launches. There are mechanisms such as transaction fees which incentivize miners, validators, and other participants to exhibit good behavior. Conversely, there are mechanisms which deter bad behavior. These 2 points hit all these cryptos, back to GDAX. Monero has a finite supply, Dash has a finite supply, and also it has economical incentives, just like it was saying, when it comes to rewards and penalties, which all these cryptos do, but that also includes governance, and so does Neo. Neo has gas, which is distributed if you're holding a single digit amount of Neo. So if you're holding 1.1 Neo, you'll get 1 gas. If you're holding 2 Neo, you'll get 2 gas. If you're holding 1 Neo, you won't get more gas if you're holding 1.1 Neo versus 1.5 Neo. You have to be holding whole numbers. But gas is a fixed, it's a dividend, and it's finite dividend, and the gas is required to participate on the Neo blockchain. It's actually inflationary. Neo and gas is inflationary at the moment. Security, participation, equality, team ownership, transparency, total supply, ethics, code of conduct. Okay, so I've basically gone through this, and I think I've made a very, very strong case for these cryptos if you're just looking at what's going to be listed next on Coinbase. Again, if you had to pick one, I wouldn't. to be quite honest with you. Ripple, Monero, Dash, and Neo take, I'd try and invest in all four of those. They're good projects alone anyway. I wouldn't say invest in a project without doing some fundamental analysis in it anyway. Never do that. However, if I was going to say, if you did want to just jump in and know which projects to research first, I'd go into Ripple, Monero, Dash, and Neo. Okay, so that is my advice to you. I hope you heed this advice. New coins are coming to Coinbase, and if you don't believe me, here we go. Some news. More altcoins coming to Coinbase, says CEO Brian Armstrong. This was listed today, and this it's something we all knew, especially considering they said on Twitter that they're hiring new developers that are allowed to work on any cryptocurrency they would like. In this article, it's saying we're going to see Ripple, Neo, IOTA, and Bitcoin Cash listed on Coinbase, or they'll be selecting Dash, Monero, NEM, Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold won't be on Coinbase anytime soon. NEM could be, but it's lacking a few things, which was hitting here, which is listed on CoinGecko. And then, anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, found it educational. Make sure you subscribe so you get those small nuggets of gold that I do drop in the news videos that I do. And leave a comment below. Tell me which coins you think will be listed on Coinbase. I'd like to know. And let me know if you're holding any of them. All right, I'll see you in the next video. All the best. Thank you for watching that video. I hope you found it informative and educational. Don't forget to share it with friends, family, and on social media. And like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads or live streams when they happen. And of course, you can further support the channel via Patreon or donating Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dash, or Ethereum. All the best.